Hi there. In this video, we're going to talk about how to multiply two matrices. We would have our first matrix consisting of elements A11, A12, and A13. And then A21, A22, and A23. We can see that this matrix has two rows. There's one row and then two rows, and it has 1, 2, 3 columns. So this is a 2 by 3 matrix. We are now going to multiply this matrix by another matrix, and this one consists of elements B11, B21, B31, and then B12, and then B22, and B32. So this matrix is actually consisting of 3 rows, and it has 2 columns. And we are now multiplying these two matrices together. So the first thing that we need to know is that there is a constraint as to how we go about multiplying matrices. We have to check their sizes. In other words, we have to check the number of columns of this first matrix, which is 3, and we have to check the number of rows of the second matrix, which is also 3. So that is the constraint. The number of columns of this first matrix has to be the same as the number of rows of this second matrix. So we can see that that number and that number has to be the same. So if they are the same, then they can be multiplied. So what is the size of the matrix that results? Well, all we do is just look at these remaining numbers in the order of the matrix. So we have 2 and we have 2. So the size of the matrix that results is a 2 by 2. So that's how we get it. We just take that number and we put it there, and we take that number and we put it there. So that's how we identify the size. How do we actually go about doing the computation of it? Well, what we have to do is we have to take the first row of this matrix and we have to multiply it by this first column of this second matrix. And what we do is we multiply each of these elements together and then we add it up together. So what I'm saying is that we take A11 times B11, so that's A11 times B11, and then we add it to A12 times B21, A21 times B21, then we add it now to A13 times B31. So this is the first element of this resultant matrix, okay? So in order to get the second element of this resultant matrix, we have to take the first row and now multiply it by this second column of this matrix. So it's going to be A11 now times B12, then A12 times B22 times B22, and then lastly A13 multiplied by B32. So that's the first row. And then to get the second row, all we do is the exact same thing. We take the second row of this first matrix and now multiply it by the first column of the second matrix. So it's going to be A21 times B11 plus A22 times B21 plus A23 times B31. Then we now take this second row and multiply it by this second column. So it's going to be A21 times B12, then A22 times B22, and then lastly A23 times B32. And that's all that there is to it. This is how we go about multiplying two matrices together. We can just illustrate this simple procedure with putting in some numbers, which is what we'll do now. So for our first matrix, we could have row 1 being 2, 4, and 6, and then row 2 being 3, 9, and 5. And then this second matrix could be 7, -2, and 4 as the first column, and then 1, 9, and 3 as the second column. So to compute this product, all we do is proceed in the way that we have already outlined just now. So it's going to be row 1 times column 1 as this first element in this resultant matrix. But firstly, we can see that this is a 2 by 3 matrix, and this is a 3 by 2. So they are the same, so we can actually verify that we can actually multiply them. And then it's 2 by 2 is what the resultant matrix should actually be. We proceed to multiply row 1 by column 1. So we have 2 times 7, which is 14. Then we have 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. And then 6 times 4 is 24. So that's this first element. Then the second element is row 1 times column 2. So it's 2 times 1, which is 2. And then 4 times 9 is 36. And then 6 times 3 is 18. Then for this second row, it's going to be row 2, then times column 1, then times column 2. So 3 times 7 is 21. 9 times minus 2 is minus 18. And then 5 times 4 is 20. Then row 2 times column 2, 3 times 1 is 3. And then 9 times 9 is 81. And 5 times 3 is 15. So just doing this arithmetic, all we're going to get is 24 minus 8 is 16, 16 and 14 is 30. Then 2 and 36 is 38, 38 plus 18 is 56. 21 minus 18 is 3, plus 20 is 23. And then 3 and 15 is 18, 18 and 81 is 99. So that's how we actually go about computing the product of two different matrices. All we just have to do is check if the columns of the one equal to the rows of the other, and we proceed with just this procedure, multiplying out these elements and adding up together till we get our final answer, which is a 2 by 2 matrix. So thank you very much for watching.